Hello, hello, everyone. I've been chatting with Virginia and Lori and Krista, and there's Jay. Hello, Jay in New York. And there's Donna. Hello, Kelsey. Everyone, we're going to let everyone start kind of popping in here. Hello, Sharon. Hey, Tanya, how are you? And Donna is in Fort Lauderdale. I think Fort Lauderdale, that's where we spent 4th of July one time. Fort Lauderdale had the best 4th of July fireworks I've ever seen off of the beach. So I don't know who was that. Donna, if you've ever been out there to see that, that was really cool. Now we had to fight the crowds, but it was awesome. Hello, Carol in California. There's Rebecca is in Georgia. Hello. Let's see, growing tiny. Oh, I'm so happy for you, Tanya. I know this is long awaited and long prayed for. So we're really excited for you and your family. Let's see here. Yes, they do. Donna said the fireworks show. Yeah, it was amazing. Like out in the water on a barge. It was so cool. So any of you that are in that area in Florida, highly recommend. Judy, hello, Judy. I'm so glad that this is your first time here. And Erica, 15 to 16 more weeks. Girl, you're more than halfway done. That's so exciting. Barbara in Canada. Let's see here. Let's see. Oh, the comments are going fast. Let's see. How did honeybee get its name? That's a good question. We were just talking about this today because we have some little events coming up. But Melissa, who is the owner of Honeybee Stamps, her dad used to call her his little honeybee. And Melissa, I believe in Greek, means honeybee. And so it all just kind of tied together. So Melissa lost her dad several years ago to cancer. And so it was to honor him. So it's a really cool story. So that's how Honeybee Stamps was born. It was her nickname growing up, Honeybee. So let's see here. Gail saying it's cold and snowy in Michigan. Lisa is in the house somewhere. Hello, Dawn in Oregon. Let's see here. Judy. We've got all kinds of everybody popping in. Okay. So when I go down to my desk view, you're going to see a little bit different of a view tonight. I've made the screen, and this is one of the really nice things about us meeting here on YouTube, is I've made the screen a lot wider because other times when I have demonstrated or used our hot foiling products, I have to kind of make everything kind of cockeyed on my desk to make sure it fits so you can see kind of a little bit. Well, I can adjust how much of my desk that you see. And so you're going to be able to see everything this evening. So that's really nice. But we're going to start out and I'm going to go ahead and switch it down here onto my desk view. And let me kind of move, all this kind of stuff out of the way. Now, this is our new Fluttering Hearts foil cover plate situation that we have. So this is what is going to give you that glimmery, shimmery foiled look. Well, a couple of years ago, it's been several years back, in our Valentine's Day release, we released the Fluttering Hearts cover plate. So that it's going to cut all these little hearts. And when you cut it out, it looks like this. So you see all those really cute little hearts back there. So that is what that plate cuts. And then we also have a pierced plate that's just going to pierce in all those little hearts. And this is what, it's going to be kind of hard to see there. This is what that looks like when it's pierced. So the initial design was so you could ink blend or do whatever and then have the little pierced hearts underneath. Now there's also the stencils, as you can probably see right over here. There's a scattered or a fluttering heart stencil set. So then you can, stencil on, and that's the wrong size. Here we go. This one matches. So see how this one is stenciled, plus it has the pierced design in the back. So that went like this, so you could stencil and then do the pierce design and then add your layers on the top. So we thought it would be fun to do a foil plate just for a totally different look, just to give lots of options for those that like to foil. And then also we have some new foiling sentiments, and we're going to get to that in just a minute. But I thought that it would be fun to do some ink blending, and I am matching my colors for my ink blending off of a new glimmer foil collection that we have at Honeybee. Now I'm seeing that on the screen that these look darker than what they actually are in person. They are called the satin pastels. And so there is a pink, this kind of minty turquoisey green, a light purple, and then a kind of salmon color. And so I've pulled out some ink colors that I think that are going to be pretty with that. And I'm going to start out by ink blending a whole sheet of, not a whole sheet, but if I can find it here, just a piece of cardstock. And I'm just going to ink blend it down. We're going to die cut it with this Fluttering Hearts cover plate. And then we're going to get into the foiling. I'm going to foil the cover plate plus some sentiments. And I'll kind of walk you through what I do. By no means am I any kind of hot foiling pro, but I like to use it, and it's fun. And, we like all the things. So I got new blending brushes. And so I'm actually having to ink up my new brush. And so I'm going to start off here and then start working this pink onto the background. So I'm just going to go kind of partially the way down like this. This is spun sugar. So again, I kind of picked out colors that I thought would match that foil. Let's see, let's take a new brush. This is Salvage Patina. That's going to pull out that kind of turquoisey, kind of minty green. And then I'm going to slide it right across here and kind of start blending it into the pink. And there's no rhyme or reason. You can see that I'm not even going like in rainbow order, which would drive some people, like my friend Lisa over there in the comments. It would probably drive her crazy, but that's okay. And I'm keeping it on the more pale side because, again, that pastel foil, I kind of want it to be the star of the card and poke through when we die cut this. Okay, so next let's take the milled lavender. So this is going to be that light purple. Let's get it all juiced up here. And then I'm going to start off the side and start blending that in. Kind of go up and pull it down. Let's see here. Isn't Lisa already crazy? Yes. Tanya said that. How did you know? Yes, she is. All of us at Honeybee, honestly, you got to be a little nutty. I think crafters we're all a little nutty, right? Okay, so we got a little purple. And notice it's not perfect. It doesn't need to be perfect because we're going to die cut it. Okay, and then I have the saltwater taffy that we're going to start bringing in that kind of salmon color. And I'm actually going to, no, I don't want to flip it. I don't want to make it and I'm going really light-handed here. Let's move that over and blend it up. That's pretty. That's looking pretty. It's looking springy. Okay, I do think that I want to bring in more of the pink, so hang with me just a second. And I'm going to move this down and start pulling that down a little bit. And then let's do one more swipe with the salvage patina, and I'm going to try to shoot right across the edge here. Ooh, that got dark. Let's do purple. And let's do the pink again, just to tone. We're going to tone that turquoise down a little bit. There we go. Okay, now that we have this all done, I'm going to stack up my inks, move my blending brushes out of the way because we're kind of done with all this part and we're going to start die cutting and foiling. So I'm going to move this little puppy out of the way. And now I can take the original, the OG Fluttering Hearts cover plate, and I can flip it over, and it doesn't really matter which way we do it. But I'm going to use my, and I'm just lining this up with the cut lines. I'm going to use my highlighter tape and tape this down and then run it through and cut out all those little hearts. So this is what I like to do, especially for those of you that pre-cut. You know, you take your cardstock and have it cut, or you pre-cut it. So I'm going to step back here and I'm going to run this through my Gemini, and it's going to be a little loud. Okay, and so let me show you my plate. Okay, so when you die cut that, you're going to get all these little hearts that are fallout. So if you like to do shaker cards, or you want to add these onto like the front of your card or do whatever, then you can set those aside and save them. I'm just going to pop these out, and I can actually pull out my little die pick to get in here just like so. Like that, and I think I got everything. But see how pretty now we've got this kind of fun little pastel rainbow situation going. Okay, so I can set that aside. Now, let's start talking about hot foil. So I have my hot foil machine going here. So I've got my hot foil plate. And let's talk about paper. So it's going to take me just a second to get kind of organized here. So paper. So you can foil, you can try to foil on any kind of cardstock that you have. And, oops, sorry. It's going to take me just a second. There we go. Okay, so you can try to foil on any type of cardstock you have. So you can try your Nina. You can, this is that hammer mill that a lot of people suggest. Or you can go all out, if I can pick it up here. And this is the Spellbinders Glimmer Specialty Cardstock. Okay, so this stuff, to me, makes all the difference in the world. It has a very slick surface. It almost feels like photo paper. So if that gives you, like, you want the slickest surface that you can find. And that's why a lot of people you'll see online or whatever will recommend the hammer mill, because for just your regular everyday cardstock, it's pretty smooth. But like our good old Nina and stuff like that has a lot of grip to it, has a lot of teeth to it. That's why things like when you do your Copic coloring and things like that, that's why, you know, why it behaves the way that it does, which is good. That's the way we want it. Okay, now we have to decide, and you can see I didn't do any cutting. I didn't pre-foil anything. So I want to kind of talk about with you guys, and I'm going to look in the comments here, that what color for those for the hearts that are going to be behind, what color do you think that I should foil? So let's open this up. And I'm going to pull these out. Look how pretty those are. Okay, so we've got the pink, we've got the minty color, we have the purple, and then we've got the salmon that looks exactly like that saltwater taffy. So do we need to do pink or the green or the purple? I don't have a whole lot of purple in there. That might be pretty. Or the salmon saltwater taffy color. All right, so let's see. Hello, Melissa. Everybody's saying purple, turquoise. And I can always remember, I have to do the sentiments too. So I can always do the underneath color in one shade of foil. And then I can foil the sentiments in a totally different color. Maybe I foil the sentiments in purple to bring it out on the top. Like our purple is going to sit, on top. Pretend this is the sentiment that's across there. And then maybe we do like the green underneath. What do y'all think? That might be pretty. Let's see here. Can't pick. I know they're all really, really pretty. Purple, minty first, and then the pink. I'm trying to get into foiling. Okay. It would be cool if you could do strips of the color to match the color. It would be, Kelsey. That is, I almost said that's above my pay grade this evening. That we're going to keep it basic tonight, and then we may get into fancy. I've never tried that, but that would be really cool. Okay, so let's do green underneath on the plates, and then let's do purple sentiments. Okay, because we're going to foil both. Okay, so this is what I hate because I don't want to mess up. I don't like these little stickers. I totally get why they're there, but okay, so I'm going to lay down my pre-cut, and this is that good Spellbinders paper. So here's my suggestion, and I've had emails and things like that about, what type of paper do we use? How do I hot foil? How do I get into this? My suggestion would be to go ahead and save yourself the frustration and buy the correct paper. Because I didn't at first, thinking that I could just use whatever I have in my stash, which it was fine. It just doesn't give you the bestest in the westest results, right? And so I would say if you're going to get into it and you're going to spend the money on a machine and the foil, go ahead and get the nice paper. And these packs come in, see, this is just a 10 pack right here, and this will last you a long time. I foil and do all the stuff for our every release, and I've just run out. This is the last pieces in my first pack of that paper, so it does last. Okay, so I'm going to cut a piece of foil. Just like so. This is going to be really light too. Do you see how it's almost like vellum? Let's see how this is going to turn out. Okay, so the pretty side down onto the pretty side of the foil plate. So I'm going to flip this over, and you can see I made myself a little hinge, and I want everything to play nicely here. And I'm going to lay that down, and then I'm going to do my little plates. So I'm going to put the shim and put that one. And then now, of course, my heat went off. Let's get it to come back on. There we go. Okay, so let's see here. Do you sell the paper? Yes, Susan. While this is, we're doing that, I didn't realize. And here's just you notice that it turned off. I had turned this on, and it has a timer on it that if you're not using it, it will turn itself off. So if those of you that don't have this machine yet, it does have that little safety feature on it. So if you, let's say you turn it on and you leave your craft room and, you know, forget to turn it off, it's going to turn itself off. Okay, let's see here. Do you use heat resistant tape for the hinge? I don't. I just use that highlighter tape, and I haven't had any issues with it yet. Smart. Yes, it's smart that it shuts it. Is it the Spellbinders Glimmer Machine? Yes, it is. Kelsey, I don't know if you're talking about this, but yes, it is. There are other foiling machines, I know, but I do not have those. This is the one, obviously, that I have. I know that I think Gemini has one that you can run through your Gemini machine. I don't have that. The hot foil does work with the switch machine. Okay. Good to know. Question: what is the die machine that you are using? This is a Spellbinders Platinum, and it's huge. You can see here, Melissa gave me this. Melissa, the owner of Honeybee, gave me this to do exactly what we're doing tonight and demo stuff and use it on videos and things like that. Okay. All right. Let's see here. We're waiting on this puppy to warm up. And I know, see how little these plates are? You can use, I think that there's a smaller version of the Spellbinders die machine that it will fit into. This just happens to be the Big Mama. Okay. And behind me, for like my mass cutting, while we're talking about die machines and stuff, when I'm doing a ton of cutting, I do have a big size Gemini. Well, you saw the plates earlier that I can run this much paper through at one time. And so when we are doing a release or I'm preparing for a release, I will fill up that whole board with, you know, different colors of cardstock and things like that. And I'll do all my die cutting at one time. Okay, so my green light is on right here. So I'm going to go ahead and push the timer, and this is going to blink at me. So I'm going to let that do its thing, and it's going to blink at me while everything is getting nice and hot. And I'm going to kind of move everything out of the way here so we've got space. But you can see how this is hard to film or do on a live, especially because you're in tight quarters on your desk. Let's see here. And then when this lights up and stays solid, that's when I know that I can pull it out. And I got puppies in here tonight. Scout, you're okay. Let's see, I have only one enormous die, so I don't really need that huge of a die machine. Yeah, I use it a lot. Let's say, okay, this is lit, so I'll quit talking for a second. What I do is I hold all this down, and it's warm to the touch. It's not like gonna burn you. And I see where I've got my thumbs pinched down here is I hold everything down and I transfer it over into the die machine. And then I keep my hand on it, and as I'm running it through, and you kind of want to let it run through, squeeze it down. You don't want to let your plates bump really hard, because that's when you could shift it. Did you hear that bump? The machine bumped because it's letting go of the plates, but the plates didn't bump because I've got my hand on it. So let's do one more time. And this is important, especially when you're doing sentiments, because you do not want the words on your sentiments to shift. Okay, and then I take it out, put it back into the dock, take that off. We can remove this little puppy, and I just do this number. Okay, now this is what we've got right now. So I've never tried this foil before, so let's see what we have. You guys are watching all the goodness. And there we go. So that is the beauty of the Spellbinders paper. Now look, is it absolutely perfect? No, we still have little boo-boo here and a little boo-boo here. But there's ways that you can correct that. And we'll get it. I'll show you how I fix my little boo-boos. But this is good foil. Look at that. Look how pretty that color is. And see, what we're going to do is, let me lay that, is we're going to take our little cover, and you just got to line them up underneath there. If I can get it laid on here correctly. And then we're going to end up gluing that down. And then we're going to have a little shimmer and shine underneath. Isn't that cute? That was a good call on the green, I think. Super cute. Okay, so let's do our sentiments. So let me find our sentiments. And here's all of our pretty sentiments. And they have the dies. Now, I mentioned a couple of times that when I do my sentiments, like we have whole little sentiment sets in our more recent releases, is color. I foil every sentiment in the set because I figure if I have my machine out and it's hot and everything like that, then I might as well get them all foiled. And that way I can put them in the packaging with, you know, the dies and the foil plates. And then anytime I'm making a card and need a little sentiment, all I have to do is die cut one and then move on down the road with my card. So I set them all up just like so. And then I cut a little bit larger piece of cardstock. Yes, is there a question?
What is the name of the foil set?
The foil set is the Foil Script Love is this one. And it's got hugs and kisses. You are so loved. Hello, big hugs. But if you'll go in, if you search for sentiment sets, if you're looking specifically for sentiments, then you'll go into the search on honeybeestamps.com and you'll just see, this is what makes me cringe, as I want all the glimmer. I want all the shimmer. So that little sticker is a boo-boo. Okay. If you'll type in foil script, all the sets will come up. Okay, and this is what I do. So I've got them all laid out, look, but the foil is not going to cover it all. So this is where I get creative here. And I want to leave only enough space in here where I can get my die cut, or my die when we die cut them. Is I just want enough space where I'm not going to cut in to their friends around the edges, if that makes sense. So that's looking pretty good. Okay, so pretty side down. So I'm going to lay it down and I'm going to shift it to make sure all those pretty sentiments are covered. I have a larger sheet of paper, and then I'm going to do my shim. I'm going to do the plate, and then we're going to push it, and we're going to let the timer go. Okay. Now, I can't remember what we were talking about before. I've already lost track, but let's see here. These foil colors are so pretty. So interesting that they are transparent. Yeah, let's see what this purple, but I thought that the green was really light, and it foiled darker than what I thought it was going to. So I'm interested to see how the purple does and to see if it's going to be dark enough for our sentiment. Hugs and Kisses is close to the other die. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see how it does. And I'm not real what do you call it? Finicky about where they are. I'm like a make it work kind of girl. What's that Project Runway where the guy said, make it work, or what did he say? What was the saying? Oh, Emily's like, I have no idea. I think it's make it work. Okay, so this is blinking, so it's still cooking. All right, all done. So this is where I'm going to trap it down and hold it. This is especially important because we've got all those little sentiment dies. Got it in there. I've got my fingers holding it down tightly. running it through. And I'm going to stop it right at the edge. I don't want to have a big bump and have all that shift. Now okay, there we go. I'm going to roll it one more time just for good measure. There, and roll it back. There we go. And then I'm going to put it back on its little dock. And then let's see what we get. Let's see if they all cooked up pretty. Okay, so I'm going to peel this one back. Okay, so this is what we have. Let's do the reveal. Oh, baby. Look how pretty that purple is. Yay. Okay, very pretty. And again, are they absolutely perfect? No, but I'll show you how to fix that, okay? So I'm going to turn this off. Emily's going to help me. Emily, if you can take this, it's very heavy. And then I'm going to set this aside and let it cool. And then if you'll arrange that for me, pull the dies out of there. I'll need that. Okay, now let's do, and I'll show you how to do a little bit of cleanup if you need to. All right, so what you do is you grab your little sand eraser, right? Like what you use if you get an ink boo-boo or something like that. And you very lightly on the area that's kind of outside, like we have. Let me show you. Do you see that right there, that little boo-boo? So I'm going to take it and very lightly go over that. And it's just going to kind of move that foil out of the way. And let's see here. There's one right there. And I'm not pressing hard. I'm just like barely pressing. And it's acting almost like an adhesive. Let's see here. Let me rub that one a little bit more. Okay, and then I do the same thing for any little boo-boos on my sentiment. And I can even show you, like some of these are a little like it, that looks like it bumped right there. I even do this sometimes and I go all the way over the top. And it's not going to hurt your sentiment if you're not pressing hard. All that does is it removes all the foil right around the edges, but you're left with the pretty word. So look at that. See, I went over this, and it's almost because those foil plates press into the paper. So none of that is pressed is going to go anywhere. And all that's going to be picked up with your sand eraser is just all the little stuff that's right around the edges. So for example, do you see the Y right there where that's a little messy? Let me show you. So we're going to go all the way over really lightly, just like that. And then now look at the Y. See how it cleaned it up? Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Okay, this one's probably going to be a bit harder because it's a larger piece. That's probably where I had my hand holding it, but I go right over the very easily. And you can do your hugs just like that. Let's see if there's any more right there. So super duper easy. Take it, go over the top, and then it cleans up. And now they're all nice and sharp and pretty. Do you see that? Okay, so I'm going to set this aside. And now we can get going here on our card that we're going to put together. So I'm just going to use a white top folding card base here. And I need to fold it down. So I hope that this is helping you guys tonight. I hope that this is giving you like a little more, those of you that haven't tried it, maybe a little more courage, maybe, because I hear a lot that hot foiling is really intimidating. And don't let it be intimidating. I think the biggest thing that I learned when I started foiling was the paper aspect, is to get the right paper. Okay, I want to make sure that I get this lined up because there's a right way and a wrong way. So the first thing I'm going to do is adhere our little fluttering foiled hearts. Okay, so I'm just going to pop it down and then use my hands here to kind of stack it all up. Just like so. Okay, let me do another eyeball. I may have should have put this on the back of here first. Okay, now I'm going to add my adhesive here, and I'm just going to put some dots right around a thin, very thin little bead right around the edge. So you guys in the comments, I do have Emily in here tonight. Some people have been asking about Emily. If y'all have a question that you have now that you've kind of heard me talking and seen what I do with the foiling stuff, if you have any questions, and then tell me in the comments if, maybe you learned a new trick or something this evening. Okay, so let me make sure that I get it going the right direction. Like that. And then I'm going to take it in my hands and get it all lined up. Just like that. And then now we've got our little shimmers back there. I have always loved these fluttering heart cover plates because I think it almost looks like a fun, and this is my nutty brain, a fun, almost like a animal print. Like you could put a black or something underneath there and it would look like kind of a fun leopard or something like that. I don't know. I'm crazy. Okay, so now we got to decide like what sentiment that we're going to pop on here. I think we might need to do hugs and kisses because, we kind of got the little hearts and things. So I'm just going to pull off the hugs and kisses and I'll show you what I do even for this. This is how crazy I am. And so I'll cut it like this, right? And then I cut around and I keep all the other ones intact. If I'm a lazy crafter, so I'm going to stick it in my stamp. I'm not, and the foil plate container, my little storage thing, I'm going to stick it in here just like this for next time. I'm not going to die cut them all at one time. This is what I do is I cut one out and then I do the die cutting. So I'm just going to take that and then let me find, I've got a little piece of my tape here that I can line up. So I'm just going to line this puppy up just like so. And then one thing I have learned, here's another little tip that I've learned for you, is don't put your highlighter tape over your foil like that because it'll pull the shine off of it. Okay, now I can take my little bitty buzz cutter like that. And I like to lay it cut side down. Now this is going to be loud and it sounds really funny, like you're breaking things, but it's not. That is because of that specially treated glimmer paper. That's what it sounds like when you die cut it. So don't be alarmed if you get some of that and you die cut it and it sounds horrendous. That's just the nature of the paper. I'm going to have to, and this paper also, I should have ran it through twice because of the coating on it. it's going to take me one more time. And I'm just going to nestle that right back in there like a puzzle piece. And I'm going to run it one more time. There we go. I had trouble the last time I die cut one of those getting them to pop out real pretty. And that's just the nature of that glimmer paper. All right, let me see if I can get this off of here without destroying it. Okay, now let me show you. Somebody mentioned earlier about how my dies were too close. And that, it doesn't bother me. So see right here, like where it cut the little round piece off of my S. I'm going to show you what I do to fix it. Y'all have probably seen this, the stuff on my cards before, where I have boo-booed up a die cut like that or cut it a little bit short. But you wouldn't know that I did that because I fix it. So I just take my little scissors and I'm going to round up the edge. Just a little bit to get it to where it blends in. And then nobody's ever going to know. There we go. All right, now let's pop this up, I think, on there. So let me find these little strips. I haven't tried it, but the directions are in each tube. Okay, I'm watching here. Can you bring the camera closer? Let me see if I can. So give me just a second. And it's going to be out of focus, so hold on just a second. I have to adjust. Okay, is that better? Okay, let me know in the comments there if that looks like it's better, like y'all can see that better. Okay, so I've got those little narrow foam strips. And I love these for sentiments. And we're just going to pop a little bit right back in here. Just like so. Let's see here. Better. Okay, good. Yeah, it takes me just a second to do that. Isn't that so nice about us being on YouTube now, is that I'm able to zoom in and zoom out and try to focus it a little bit. It really does make it easier for all of us, for you guys to see, and then for me to work as well. Okay, so I think like maybe, isn't that adorable? Look how cute. Okay, so let's pop that. Let's just do it right in there, right along that little purple. Like that. And then I think we need, if I can find it, Emily, where are those pearls there we go. And then we've got the Happy Hearts pearls. So let's pull these out. And let's see if I can find some that, ooh, like this color right here. Look, see this color right here? That's that like iridescent-y looking on the white. That's going to be the perfect pearls for this card. And I'm not going to do a whole ton, but I'm going to pop them right around this cute little foiled purple sentiment, and some in the hearts. Let's do 3 up in here, a little scattering, and then maybe a couple right down here. Here we go. And maybe one right in there. Okay. There we go. The shimmer and the glimmer. There's a good look at all the colors in that view right there. There we go. All right, the pearls add the perfect touch. Yeah, I wish you guys could see the color. They look purple, but they're not. Let me hold them up on white cardstock. Do you see here where part of them look pink and part of them look blue, and you tilt them in the light and they kind of play with the light? Yeah, they're really pretty. Okay. And then wham, bam, we have a really cute little foiled card. Okay, let's see here. All right, let's go back to where I can chat with you guys now. All right, and make sure I'm caught up on all the comments. Let's see, perfect job, Kelly and Emily. So beautiful. Thank you so much for foiling time. You're welcome, Lori. I know you've been waiting for a while, Lori. And if any of you have any questions about anything that you see me do or on the Honeybee website or whatever, I don't mind anybody emailing me at all. And if I can't help you, I can get you to the person that can help you. And my email is Kelley, Kelley at honeybeestamps.com. So Miss Lori and I chat back and forth on email all the time, and she's so sweet. Let's see here. Okay, so Lisa, I think we're ready to do our giveaway. I like it when you show yourself on the live. It's more personal. You aren't just a voice. Thank you, Sharon. That's another reason why I enjoy this. You guys know, especially like you, Miss Sharon, that's been around for a long time, know that I'm a big talker. And so it's really nice to get to chat with you guys and you actually see my face and I can say, hi, your craft trays look so neat and tidy. Thank you, Rachel. This is just what you see. You're not seeing all over there. Honeybee, we have a lot of projects going on right now for Honeybee and different classes and events and things coming up. And so my desk is a big, big mess. And you don't see like the floor and stuff back here. Kelley, a big talker. I know, right, Tanya? This is a great community of creative. Thank you, Deb. I appreciate that so much. Hey, Keiko. How are you, my friend? Okay, so I hope I haven't missed the winner. Emily, have I missed the winner? Let's see here. Yes, I love that you share what works for you and what doesn't. Yes, I'm even in my videos that you'll see on our YouTube on the channel, is I put in my boo-boos, because if I'm messing up, then everybody else is going to probably make the same mistakes that I do. And so I just show the boo-boos a lot of the times.
Winner is Alex Wardlaw.
Alex Wardlaw is the winner. So congratulations, Alex. If you'll email me at the same email address, Kelley, Kelley at honeybeestamps.com, I will get you your gift card. All right, you guys, thanks for joining me tonight. I know it was a kind of a long live, not too bad for a little bit of foiling, but thanks for hanging out with me. And then I hope that you'll join me next week. I love how you package your products. Yes, thank you. All right, you guys, have a great weekend. Tomorrow is Friday. Yay. And I'll see you next week. Bye, guys.